Hi, I'm Lee Herbert from CapturingPassion.com, and on today's show we're going to be having a look at the Nebula 5100. Now, you may have seen my review of the Nebula 4100, which is kind of like the little brother of this unit, and the main difference for me that sort of caught my eye when I was looking at these is the 4100 would hold up to 1.2 kgs of weight. The 5100 will hold up to 2.5 kgs of weight. So for example, when I put my A7S Mark II with this lovely Voigtlander 15mm ultra wide on it, it was sort of pushing the boundaries of the 4100 because it would work, but if you were a little bit too rough, it would, kind of totally lose it, which is understandable because this is a heavy little sort of unit. So that's what got me excited about it. Let's have a look what's in the box, and let's have a little bit of a play. So you open it up and it comes with a spare battery, which is nice. It also comes with a little tripod, which is a nice little touch. So you can just sort of screw that into the bottom, and that makes it nice and easy for when you're balancing the camera, or even when you're out in a shoot, you can just put it down and you can kind of relax a bit. You don't have to kind of put it down gently and hope it kind of balances out. Some features that this has in difference to the 4100. To begin with, this is an all metal construction. The 4100 has got a sort of a plastic handle, so this is pretty solid. I was surprised as to how much bigger it is. Like it's noticeably larger than the 4100, and it's noticeably heavier. It's not heavy, but if you've got the 4100, you'll get this and you go, oh, okay, it's got a bit of girth to it. Some cool features, obviously it's still toolless, which is great. Also, they say that you can put a camera on it that's sort of about 1 kgs, 1.5 kgs, and you don't need to balance it. Now, I've found in my experience you do need to do a little bit of balancing. Like you couldn't put the camera on sideways and it'll just automatically flick the camera up. But if you balance it even just a little bit, it doesn't have to be perfect, and this will balance out really quickly and really well. Another difference is with the 4100, it did have a hard stop, so you couldn't overturn the unit. With this one, you can turn it, but it's designed to turn like that. You're not going to snap any cables or anything in there. One change that they did make, which I'm not thrilled about, is there's now a plate that you have to put on the bottom of your camera, which then slides into this holder, whereas the 4100 just screwed the camera straight in. For me, it was far more convenient to be able to switch cameras like the A6300, which I've got filming above me. I could just sort of go A63, A7 and switch between them nice and easy. But this one I've got to get another plate to have on sitting those, and it's a bit of a hassle. I do understand why they did it though, because with the extra weight that this can handle, I think that one connection you'd be a bit nervous about it. Some other features, it's got buttons obviously, so that's your on button, this is your mode button, this is your record button, so it does have that infrared feature that the 4100 has as well. So if you've got a camera like the A6500, A63, A7 models which can be activated via infrared, you can actually turn that function on your camera and then start recording and stop recording just with this button, which is cool. It's also got a little joystick button so you can control sideways and all that jazz. Now obviously you've come to see me actually put the camera on the gimbal, but I'm not going to do that, because even though technically this gimbal wasn't designed for it, what I got excited about was when I saw that this could handle 2.5 kgs, I thought, I reckon if I stripped down my FS5, I could get it to work on this little pistol grip. So let's see if that works. So I'm just going to slide that sucker in there. And with the FS5, you definitely want to, get it balanced or there or thereabouts, because it is a little bit more weight than the gimbal is expecting. Also, something to keep in mind is you want to get a fairly light lens onto the FS5, because I found with the center of gravity of the camera, I tried my 18-105 and it was just too heavy. It kept falling forward, and no matter how far back I put it, I sort of had to go too far back, and it was sort of bashing into the actual gimbal here. Now also, once it is balanced, you can't go past this point, so it's not 100%. Like low shots, I'll show you how that actually can work, but it doesn't work the way you would expect it to. So that's sort of kind of balanced. You can see it's not 100%, but let's go ahead and turn it on and see how we're going. And there is the, yeah, there we go. See, I haven't balanced it properly and it's going to fall forward a little bit there. Let's see if we can just adjust it and it'll remember. There we go. That's pretty impressive. So there's the Sony FS5 balanced on the Nebula 5100. Now, as I said, you can't go past there, so to do low shots, I can't do it the way I would normally do it. But if I hold the camera and flip it over really quickly, it'll hold, and now I can do low shots. Fair enough, they're upside down, but you know, I can fix that in post pretty easily, and that's sort of holding really, really well, isn't it? Now, in terms of monitoring, obviously I'm not monitoring it, which is a challenge. I've gotten pretty good at kind of knowing what my composition is on the lens that I've got, and then I can just sort of do the shot, stop it, check it, yep, it worked, it didn't. 2 times out of 3, I get the shot that I'm looking for. If I did want to monitor this, what I could do is I could always mount the monitor from the FS5, plug it in, and then mount it somewhere on the gimbal. The gimbal does have 2 screw points over there, so you could put a little arm in there and mount the monitor there. I haven't tried that yet, just because I found that without even looking, I'm pretty good and pretty lucky, and I get it to work. So would I recommend the 5100 over the 4100? That depends. I think if you're shooting with cameras like the A6300, A65, maybe the Olympus OMDs, so the cameras in the 1 kilogram and under, sort of like the 500 gram to 1 kilogram range, I think the 4100 at $499 is a steal, and that's the way to go. If you are shooting with heavier cameras, so for example, a 5D, a Nikon D whatever, I'm sorry, I don't know the Nikon ones very well, the A7S models, and even with a few caveats, the FS5 and maybe a C100, yeah, the 5100's really, really good. I do like the pistol grip gimbals. I do have a bigger sort of heavy rig for when I'm shooting, you know, really serious stuff and I need to put monitors and wireless follow focus and all that kind of stuff, but that gets really heavy. Also, it's a matter of putting it all together and packing it down when you finish the shoot, and that's fine on big corporate shoots. But for sort of run and guns like event stuff and things like that, I think this is just an awesome little unit. So yeah, if you're looking at one of these, go ahead and get it. I'm very happy with it. For more tips and tricks, reviews, things like that, check out the training section of capturingpassion.com, and I'll catch you next time.